Today's video is Brock's Corner, why it sucks to be the first gym in the game. Let's check it out.
In any Pokemon game is like being the practice dummy at a martial arts school. Everyone needs to hit something to learn, and congratulations, you're it. Every single day, I watch 10-year-olds stroll through my doors with their starter Pokemon, maybe a Pidgey, and sometimes a Caterpie they caught 5 minutes ago. They look at my rocky interior, see Brock standing there with his arms crossed trying to look intimidating, and you know what they think? Free badge. And they're right. We're designed to lose. The game literally sets us up as the tutorial.
Let me just mention this real quick. That was a... Okay, I understand that that was Ash's first gym, his first time as a trainer. But at the same time, when you think about it, how foolish that was, that he used Pikachu against an Onix and a Geodude. If I'm not mistaken, I think at the time he only had what? Metapod? I think he had a Metapod. I don't think he evolved into Butterfree yet. I think it was just a Metapod. He had Pikachu and he had Pidgeotto. Now, in game wise, if you're going based on the game, he could have took his Metapod, evolved it to a Butterfree, and made it learn like certain moves to beat Brock. Just saying. And he could have trained his Pidgeotto too, cause it also trained Pikachu, but it's just like, I don't know. The things Ash did in this series is just like, it's just foolish to me. It's very foolish. Like, and it's just so funny because the only reason he won that gym battle was because the water sprinklers came on. He only won because the water sprinklers came on. If that never happened, Brock, he already, beat him already. But like even with Misty, I forgot. It's been a long time. My memory serves me. Even Misty's thing was like a sympathy badge. Like they just literally gave him a badge. It was all sympathy, and they also mentioned that it was like, because he was like being big headed at one point in the series. After he got his first 2 gym badges, and they were like, "Yo, hold on. We basically gave you a badge. You technically didn't earn it. We gave it to you." But that's just what I want to say. Later, over time, I'll talk about my gripes about Ash Ketchum. I'll talk about what I think about him. But let's just get back to the video.
On type advantages. Hey kids, did you pick Bulbasaur or Squirtle? Congratulations, you win. Here's how type effectiveness works.
Yeah, if you pick Bulbasaur or Squirtle, you could easily beat Brock. Now, if you pick a Charmander, all you had to do at that point was learn Metaclaw. Like, once you learn Metaclaw, you could easily beat Brock if you had a Charmander. But if you didn't have a Charmander, you could easily beat him with a Bulbasaur or Squirtle. But if you was a person that liked Charmander and you always pick Charmander, get it to learn Metaclaw.
Humiliating. I'm not a gym. I'm a teaching tool with walls. You want to know the worst part? Sometimes kids come in with just a Charmander and a dream. No type advantage, no strategy, just determination.
I just gave you the strategy right there. Learn Metaclaw. The strategy, if you have a Charmander, is to make it learn Metaclaw. Now, you can also get a Caterpie, get your Caterpie, evolve it all the way to a Butterfree, and learn, I forgot, some good moves. Learn some good moves, and boom, you'll beat Brock. I'm pretty sure there's other strategies you could do if you don't use you don't have a Bulbasaur, a Bulbasaur or a Squirtle.
And maybe a few potions. And you know what? They still win. Because Brock's Onix has the attack power of a wet noodle. My strongest Pokemon, my ace in the hole, knows B-Day. B-I-D. The move where you sit there getting punched in the face and hope to hit back later. Let me tell you about my cousin gyms in other regions. We have a support group. We meet online every week to complain about our lives. The Violet City Gym in Johto has it even worse than me. At least I'm rock type, which sounds tough. Faulkner runs a flying type gym with what? A level 7 Pidgey and a level 9 Pidgeotto. Flying types are supposed to be fast and graceful. You know what beats flying types? Everything. Throw a rock, use electricity. Hell, just wait for them to land. Faulkner tries so hard to look cool with his hang glider entrance, but everyone just laughs because they know they're about to destroy him with their Geodude they traded for in the same city. Poor Roxanne in Rustboro City thought she could change things. She's in the Hoenn region, running a rock gym like mine, but with a twist, she actually tries to use strategy. Her Nosepass nose block to prevent switching. Cute. You know what beats strategy at level 12? A Mudkip knowing Water Gun. She spent years studying at the Pokemon Trainer School just to get washed away by every kid with a water turtle. The Striaton City Gym in Unova tried something revolutionary. 3 leaders, Sealan, Chili, and Cress, thought if they worked together, they could provide a real challenge. They even used the type that's strong against whatever starter you picked. Brilliant, right? Wrong. By the time trainers reach them, they've caught other Pokemon. The whole gimmick falls apart when a kid walks in with a Lillipup and beats all 3 brothers in a row. Santa Luna City Gym in Kalos is just sad. Viola is a photographer who loves bug types. Bug types! As the first gym, do you know what bug types are weak to? Flying, rock, fire, basically everything early game trainers have access to. She tries to make it artistic with her photography theme, but it's hard to focus on art when every battle ends with your Vivillon getting pecked to death by a Fletchling. Then there's Turffield and Galar, where Milo runs a grass gym. This poor guy is so wholesome, just wants to grow his vegetables and have fun battles. But Galar gives out fire and flying types like candy on Route 1. His Dynamax Eldegoss is supposed to be this big climactic moment.
I'll say this. Sword and Shield was the last Pokemon game I played. I didn't play Scarlet Violet, but for Sword and Shield, it was alright. I mean, could have been better. I mean, I played it, but it's just like, I feel like the hype died down for me because, I was hyped for it because it was like the first Pokemon game that was main series going to like the console, which is the Nintendo Switch at the time, the first one. Which the Nintendo Switch is kind of like a hybrid, you could say. It's both a console and handheld, but that's besides the point. The point I'm trying to make was I was kind of hyped for it, and I played it, and then I was like, I really don't care for it. It was just like, I don't know, it just could have been better. Just could have been better. That's why I like the older games more. I prefer the older games versus the newer ones. Maybe one day I'll play Scarlet and Violet. Maybe one day on stream. I do want to play the Legends games. I do want to play Legends Arceus and Legends ZA one day. Even ZA, I see Z. Okay, here's the thing about ZA. Why are we only stuck in one part of the city? I forgot what region. Kalos. Okay. Why are we stuck in one part of Kalos? Why couldn't we have like? Why couldn't it be like? We can travel outside of the city, and do the same thing, but outside, because Arceus was open world, and you can travel, I guess, around the region, I believe. But for ZA, it's like you're only stuck in the city limits, and I just think that's kind of crazy. I mean, yeah, I'll still play it, but it's just like I don't understand why we're just stuck into like one part of the city. It's just I don't know what Game Freak was thinking about. I don't know what Nintendo was thinking about. I don't even know what the Pokemon Company was thinking about. I don't know. I don't know what they was on when they made ZA. I mean, the premise was good, but it's just like the idea of like, okay, I'm only stuck in one city. I don't know. Maybe ZA and Arceus was just testing the bounds, like just testing what it would be like if this was a main series. Like if we were to make this into like the next official, Pokemon game. I think that's what they're trying to do. Like just trying to test the field with it. testing out open world, which in a way they already kind of did with Coliseum and XD. I think those were open world if I'm not mistaken. So they kind of did that already in a way. Let's get back to the video.
Instead, it's just a bigger target for super effective moves. The Cortando gym in Paldea might be the most insulting yet. Katie runs a bug gym and her test is literally just pushing an olive through a maze. Not even a battle-related challenge. Just, can you push this ball to the goal? Then she fights you with bugs, in a region where you can catch almost anything before reaching her. It's like Game Freak isn't even pretending we matter anymore. You know what all of us first gyms have in common? We're not allowed to use our real teams. Yeah, that's right. We all have stronger Pokemon locked away. Brock has an Aerodactyl and a Kabutops in the back. Faulkner's got a Skarmory. Roxanne has a Probopass. But can we use them? No, because that would be too hard for new trainers. So we stand there with our baby Pokemon, pretending like we're providing a challenge. We have to act surprised when we lose. Oh no! You beat my level 12 Geodude with your level 14 Wartortle. How unexpected. Meanwhile, I can see 5 more trainers lined up outside, all with water or grass types, all about to do the exact same thing. The disrespect is unreal. Other gyms get epic music, complicated puzzles, and dramatic entrances. What do first gyms get? Usually just a straight path to the leader. Maybe a trainer or two who uses Rattata. Roxanne's gym has a school theme, which is fitting because we're all just teaching basic lessons. And don't get me started on the prize money. You know how much trainers win for beating the first gym? Pocket change. The league says it's because new trainers shouldn't have too much money early on. But we still have to maintain these buildings. Do you know how expensive it is to repair a rock-themed gym every time some kid's bubble beam cracks the walls? The anime makes it worse. At least in the games. It's quick. Kids come in, destroy us, leave. In the anime, they turn it into a whole dramatic episode. Ash lost to me the first time. Do you know how embarrassing it is to beat a main character, knowing you're just there to teach him a lesson about training harder? Then he comes back with a Pikachu that somehow learned to conduct electricity through water, and I have to lose dramatically for character development. Speedrunners are the absolute worst. They've turned humiliating.
That's what I was saying. Like, he only won that because the water sprinklers. The water sprinklers, like, hold on. Give me a moment. If I'm not mistaken, even Misty knew that that what he's doing is foolish. Like, she tried to tell him, like, yo, you're going against a rock gym. A rock gym. My goodness, you're going against a rock gym trainer. And this is the Pokemon you use. Mind you, if I'm not mistaken, he did have a Metapod. So why didn't he not just train his Metapod to a Butterfree? Which, again, I don't think that early on in the series his Metapod became a Butterfree, but this is the idea of, like, could have trained that to a Butterfree. Exactly. You sunk your Pidgeotto to a rock battle. Like, come on, man. This is why it took him, over 25 years to become a Pokemon Master? This is why. This is why it took him over 25 years. 25 to 30 years. And this is somebody's GOAT out there. I swear to you. This is somebody's GOAT. I swear to you. This is somebody in this world is a diehard Ash Ketchum fan, and this is their GOAT.
Oh, guess I forgot. Come on.
Say that wouldn't do as much damage. Like, if you were to really do that in the game, I don't think it would do that much damage to where it faints a Geodude. But because of plot armor and writing, hey. This is what I was talking about. This is exactly what I was talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about.
Rock Pokemon are weak.
Basically won that because the water sprinklers came on and Brock felt sympathy for him, felt sorry for him. That's the only reason why he won the Peter Gym badge. That's the only reason.
first gyms into an art form. Let's see how fast I can beat Brock with just a Squirtle using only Bubble. There are entire videos dedicated to beating us in the most disrespectful ways possible. One kid beat every first gym leader using only Magikarp. Magikarp, the Pokemon that's literally a joke. But here's what really hurts. We remember them all.
I don't know how you could do that because Magikarp only knows Splash. Unless you give it like a TM. Yeah, but other than, it only knows Splash.
Every trainer that walks through our doors, we remember. Because for them, we're just the first step. But for us, we watch them grow. We see them on TV later, battling the Elite Four with their level 70 teams, and we think, I remember when you barely beat my Onix with your Bulbasaur. Some trainers come back to visit. They'll show us their championship teams, thinking it's nice. It's not nice. It's like your ex showing up to tell you how happy they are with their new partner. Look at my Charizard. Remember when it was just a Charmander struggling against your Geodude? Yes, I remember. Thanks for rubbing it in. The worst ones are the kids who come in overprepared. They've watched YouTube guides. They know every stat, every move. They walk in with a team specifically designed to humiliate us. One kid came in with 6 Bellsprout. 6! Each one knew Vine Whip. It was a massacre. Brock didn't speak for a week. We've tried to change things. We've petitioned the league to let us use stronger Pokemon, to increase our levels, to at least give us some dignity, but no. The first gym needs to be accessible, they say. It's important for new trainers to feel.
I feel like the 6 Bellsprout isn't as disrespectful as the Magikarp. I ain't gonna lie. Imagine you getting beat by a Magikarp. Again, Magikarp's on your Splash. So how are you getting beat by a Magikarp? Like, I ain't gonna lie. If that ever happens to me, if I was a gym leader and that happens to me, man, I don't even know what I would do. I just know I'll be livid. Because how you gonna beat me with a Magikarp? A Magikarp that does not know any other move besides Splash. That's more disrespectful than the 6 Bellsprouts.
Confident, they say. What about our confidence? What about our feelings? So we keep doing it. Day after day, loss after loss. We put on our game faces, deliver our scripted lines about the true power of rock types, or whatever, and then get washed away by the 15th water gun of the day. We're the stepping stones everyone forgets about once they've stepped on us. But you know what? We're essential. Without us, trainers wouldn't learn type advantages. They wouldn't understand status effects or healing items. They'd walk into Lutentis, Surge's gym, unprepared, and get destroyed by actual competitive movesets. We're the unsung heroes of the Pokemon League, the sacrificial lambs that make everyone else's journey possible. So next time you boot up a Pokemon game and steamroll through the first gym with your starter, maybe take a second to appreciate what we do. We stand there, day after day, getting beaten by children so that those children can grow up to be champions. We're not just the first gym, we're the first teachers, the first challenge, the first real step on every trainer's journey. Even if nobody takes us seriously, even if we're designed to lose, even if our strongest Pokemon has worse stats than a Caterpie, we're still here, doors open, ready to lose with dignity. Well, as much dignity as you can have when a 10-year-old's turtle just one-shot your entire team. Sometimes I wonder what would happen if we all just quit. Every first gym, across every region, just closes its doors. What would the league do then? Put the second gym first? Then they'd become the new punching bags. Maybe that's what needs to happen for people to appreciate us. But we won't quit. Because deep down, underneath all the losses and humiliation, we love Pokemon. We love battling. We love seeing that spark in a new trainer's eyes when they realize they can do this. They can be a Pokemon trainer. Even if that realization comes at our expense. We're the first page of every trainer's story. Not the most exciting page, not the most memorable, but necessary. You can't have Chapter 2 without Chapter 1. You can't have victory without that first, easy win that makes you believe in yourself. So tomorrow, when Pewter City Gym opens its doors, I'll be ready. Ready to lose, ready to teach, ready to be forgotten by lunchtime. Because that's what first gyms do. We lose, so